Fellow Americans, we're going to war. Get ready, let's talk about this. How's it going, everyone? I want to point out a few things that's going on within the military, and some are seen as a victory wrongfully, because this is part of the, how the people who bring themselves into and comply with the divide and conquer problem with the left versus right. We'll get into that in a minute here, but if you remember the whole we got for sure sign that we're going to war, and they know it. Okay, the powers that be that are leading our country into destruction and getting us involved in things we'd be better off worrying about ourselves and fixing ourselves right now. Now, if anyone knows me and where I stand, I am anti-war, I suppose, right? Anti-military for the way it's set up to be, but I'm not anti-support troops, the ones who believe they're doing the right thing for our country. But one thing I'm going to point out coming up here is those people who think they're Christian and religious or whatever, and they're join the military. One thing I just want to say about that is you're certainly not joining if you believe what the Bible says, you're not joining forces to fight for God, is what it comes down to. But anyways, we got full proof here that we're about to go to war, seriously, and they know it, and the war drums are beating, and they're getting prepared, and they know. The problem is right now the military has our current situation of the military with which is currently comprised of high numbers of gender confused people, and the people that took the jab, and which we know that people who think they're completely healthy after taking that jab, then they're falling over dead, just like that, and they think they're completely healthy. Is that the kind of people we need fighting for us? And we're going to get down to this. And a lot of people, what I'm about to talk about here, is seeing it a victory for our military, and I assure you it's not. And what this is a sure sign that we're going to war. And as you can tell right now, currently our military, the United States military, is spread out thin all over the world, and that's the problem. We've spent decades and more than a century we spent butting our nose in everybody else's business, putting our troops all over the world, all over the globe, and the fact of the matter is we're spread out so thin now, and we have our own selves currently are set up for some bad news for ourselves, right? We're not protected here in this country, and furthermore, we're committing ourselves to wars to jump into World War III, I suppose, if you want to call it, and we're committing ourselves to that when we don't even have the personnel to handle that. First of all, we don't have the mindset within our younger people, and as they always want the younger people to join the military, and the fact of the matter is, and I'm not trying to cut down people who by all means, anyone who knows me on a personal level knows that I go to events to do stuff to support our troops. I'm not veterans, and but I don't support any war, and I don't support military action. The thing is, what I support is the people who in their hearts thought they were doing the right thing, and then they found out that really they're not. But a lot of people, I have friends and family who are ex-military members, and a few who are currently in the military. I frown upon that, any current joining of the military, but I don't judge anyone who's been in the past military, has had a past in the military, because they joined with their hearts in right places, believing the lie that we are protecting our freedom and doing it for our nation. And that's never been the truth for, you know, and at least not as long as any of us have been alive. Anyone able to watch this has never been alive. In fact, has never been a war that's been for our freedom and for the American good. Okay, it's always been for the money people and to make them richer. But here we go. Let's get into this, because towards the end of this, I'm going to show something that's really telling, and I'm trying not to make this too long. But let's remember back right now. About 2 years ago, they made the Pentagon announced that the military is making the jab mandatory, right? And you have to get that, and I think it was, unless you have a medical reason or religious reason. And for me, if your religious reason is like Christianity, or, you know, then that should be a reason to not have joined in the first place. But, you know, that's whatever. The thing is, otherwise you're just going to get court-martialed, and because you're denying what they called lawful orders, right? We find out these days our government, if our government classifies something a lawful, they think that because they tell you to do something, it comes out of their mouth, it's a lawful order. That's just what, within the military, I suppose it is. You know, once you sign your life over to them, then you're their property. And that's, you know, and that's exactly what it is. You're their property. They're telling you what you can and can't do, you know, what you must or must not do to yourself, with yourself. And you are nothing more than property to them, and you are also collateral damage. And that's the fact of the matter. Your life don't matter to these people. Your life does not matter to these people. I mean, so, you know, anyone who's considering joining the military, I would suggest you don't. You don't matter to, you're just a number. And this, and what I'm getting into right now is going to prove that you are just a number. Some news that just came out within the last few days, what's going on within the military. This proves that you are just a number, and they need those numbers. But let's remember back now to this. I want to reflect on this. I want you to listen to this, and then we'll get to the main part, the main subject here. But this is I believe about 2 years ago, when they were announcing the mandatory policy, right, for the vax, right? Let's listen to this real quick.
So for a member who still objects, now obviously there's you can ask for an exemption on religious grounds, and you certainly could be exempt if you have a pre-existing condition that your doctor advises you not to get it, obviously. But if it's an objection outside those two frameworks, the individual will be offered a chance to sit down with a physician and have that physician communicate to them the risks that they're taking by continuing to not want to take the vaccine. They will also be offered a chance to sit down with their chain of command and their leadership to talk about the risks that their objection will impose on the unit and on the force and on their teammates. And the point is, Court, that the commanders have a wide range of tools available to them to help their teammates make the right decision for themselves, for their families, and for their units. And we expect, and the Secretary expects, that the commanders will use those tools short of having to use the UCMJ.
If the service member goes to the counseling, does not have a religious objection, and still objects and refuses to get the vaccine, the individual will begin to be processed in UCMJ.
The commanders have a wide range of tools available to them, short of using the UCMJ, and I think, you know, we're going to trust the commanders are going to make the right decision going forward.
So they'll get like an NJP, basically.
Court, I can't give you an exact answer to every hypothetical situation. There are, it is once you mandate it, as we've done, it's a lawful order. It's a lawful order. And we fully anticipate that our troops are going to follow lawful orders. And when you raise your right hand and you take that oath, that's what you agree to do. And it hasn't been a problem in the past with us.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Did you hear that? Let's back up a minute here. First of all, let's remember what he just said there about the oath. Now, hold on. Now, he says the commanders are there to help ensure that their people are going to make the best choices, right? And so what they're saying is they're making it mandatory at this point. This is like 2 years ago, right? They was making it mandatory, and they have a wide range of options from physicians to their commanders to help them make the best choice, right? And obviously anyone that was forced, and there's already been several within the military that just fell over dead, right? Anyone who's taken that has put themselves at great high risk, and even the ones around them. Okay, so there's the first problem, right? First lie. But let's get right back to what he just said. This is the government saying this, right? The highest parts of the government saying, talking about the lawful orders. Now, like I said, when you join the military, I suppose whatever you're told to do is, a lawful order, right? But he says it comes down to this. You raised your hand, took that oath, and that's what you said you're going to do. That's what you're going to do, right? Well, so now if we take this away from the whole military part for a minute and just put it in our everyday lives, and, I can attest to this. Anyone's been watching my situation in previous videos and stuff. Right therein lies the problem. You are their property, and you're nothing to them, right? You join the military and they expect you take an oath, and you damn sure better follow it. But what about these people in our everyday lives that take that oath and they don't have to follow it? My case is a prime example of that, and there's plenty more going on around here, not around, just all over this country, right? These people take their oaths, they swear on the Bible, and that oath means nothing. They take an oath to you, they take an oath to God that they're going to do their job according to the law, according to how it's supposed to be, and they violate that oath every day. So don't tell me that I should understand your position as the government when you're telling your property of the military personnel that they should follow that oath, when you leaders of the government, you leaders of our local government, our federal government, all this, you guys can't lead by example with following the oath, right? But so what we had here is pretty much, I wanted to point this out 2 years ago. They're not backing down, and they're saying this is the mandatory policy. You're going to have to get jabbed. You're going to have to put your life at risk and get jabbed. Well, now let's take a look at what's coming out, and I'm going to show this, what I found on Twitter, because it helps demonstrate what the issue is here, the divide and conquer, and how the people have fallen for it. So let's look at this, and then we're going to look at this letter that came out to former service members. This DC Drano, I don't follow this guy, but he's DC Drano at on X, or Twitter as you will, but it's now known as X. First of all, DC Drano, I'm not saying nothing for or against this person specifically at the moment, but you can see from his thing, it says lawyer exposing corruption on both sides, supposedly anti-woke, right? Exposing corruption on both sides. Are you exposing corruption on both sides? I don't know, but he's a patriot, and these days the term patriot has become very ignorant, okay, because I'm a patriot, and that means I stand for our nation, period, what's right for our nation, period, for our founding values, okay? And these days, if you're calling yourself a patriot, that means you support the red, or you support Trump, or you're on this side and not that side, okay? I don't support either of those two sides. And this tweet is, I don't know what they call it now, or they still call it tweets. Anyways, So he releases this, and he's not the only one. This is in the news and all this about this letter going out, and maybe there's service members watching this that have gotten this letter. And by all means, leave your thoughts in the comments. But what I want to show here is, we'll read his little tweet here. New U.S. Army sending letters to former troops saying that in light of the removal of the C-19 vaccine requirement, they can now apply to get their reasons for discharge changed, right? So you were dishonorably discharged, I suppose, is what it comes down to, or derogatory remarks, right? This means derogatory remarks or dishonorable discharges can now potentially be removed or reversed. The Army is also inviting unvaccinated troops back into the military. Okay, you understand that? Let's highlight that there, okay, right? The Army is also inviting unvaccinated troops back into the military. Now, this is a huge reversal of Biden's tyrannical military vaccination policy that was finally put to an end by Republicans in Congress. A rare win for the good guys. Okay, you see what I'm saying? This is part of the divide and conquer. Okay, this DC Drano person, and there's way more out there. I'm just grabbing the one that I first seen, right? That shows the ignorance on both sides. That's this what I'm getting to. This is not a win at all, okay? And they want to, you know, that it was finally put to an end by Republicans in Congress. Okay, Republicans in Congress and Democrats in Congress, they're playing this game with everyone, smoke and mirrors, and we're pretending we're fighting each other for what we believe in, and it's not true. They're all fighting for the same end. If Republicans in Congress were doing anything to win, first of all, they would have made sure that that policy was never able to be put into place to begin with, the mandatory, you know, right? And, you know, and then we got all these people pro-Trump and acting like this wouldn't have happened under Trump, when Trump's the one that brought this in under Project Warp Speed and all this stuff. But people want to ignore that stuff. Trump was very much pro-vax, and people want to act like he wasn't, and he sure was. And he was in the position at that time to put a big stop to the progress of the vax, right? But he very much put it out there. You know, I'm not excusing the Democrats at all for their policy, but, you know, the Republicans didn't do nothing to stop that. And so this is not a rare win at all. It's not a win at all. Let's get to this, right? Let's look at this letter. This is from the Department of the Army. Okay, let's just read this real quick. Dear former service member, we write to notify you of new Army guidance regarding the correction of military records for former members of the Army following rescission of the C-19 vaccination requirement. As a result of the rescission of all current C-19 vaccination requirements, former soldiers who were involuntarily separated for refusal to receive it, you know, I'm not going to keep, you know, I don't want to get censored out. Vaccination may request a correction of the military records from either or both the Army Discharge Review Board or Army Board of Correction Military Records. Individuals may request a correction to military personnel, including records regarding the characterization of discharge, by submitting a request to the, you know, let's get down here to where it really matters, down here at the bottom. Individuals who desire to apply to return to service should contact their local Army, U.S. Reserve, or Army National Guard recruiter for more information. Individuals may locate an Army recruiter by visiting, you know, GoArmy.com, a U.S. Army recruiter by visiting GoArmyReserve.com. You know, this is what I'm getting down to. This is not a win. As you can see, I responded to that tweet. You know, only 2 people liked it, because, you know, that's what I find is when you got a good, honest, common sense view based on the facts, people don't want that. They don't want to. They want to stay within the divide and conquer. Okay, our country is so divided. We got no business thinking about war when we got to fix these problems we got right here. Our biggest problem and what's destroying us is the divide and conquer. Oh, we got the right and we got the left. You know, I don't know if you're going to see that in the direct, anyways, right? But the Republicans versus the Democrats, Biden versus Trump, all this big scam that's going on. And here's what, I said, not really a win. They're trying to kiss ass because they need as many lives they can get. This isn't an acknowledgement of being wrong. It's understanding what's coming next. And that's what I'm getting at, because you got all these people acting like, you can go on there if you want to. I'm not going to read everybody's tweets on that or anything, but you got the army coming on here, or you got the people within the divide and conquer here, on one side or the other, commenting on this. And like the people on the right want to act like, oh, this is a win for us. This is a win for us. They're admitting that they were wrong. The military's admitting they were wrong. No, they're not admitting they were wrong. This is not what this, people ain't seeing what this is. This is an admitting that we are about to go to war, and they don't have enough people, and they need people. So they're saying, hey, we'll forgive this. We'll overlook it. All this time it mattered, but now it don't matter because we need you to come back. And that's what it is. It's an invitation to get these people to come back. Oh, we're sorry, we were wrong. No, that's not what, that's what they're trying to make it sound like. Oh, we apologize, we come back, we value you. They do not. Okay, that's what this is about. They're trying to kiss ass to the people who were wrongfully thrown out, who they crapped on. They took a big crap on these people, Did they not? Yeah, they shit all over them, right? And prove that you don't matter to them. But now they realize we're about to head into war, and this is what should open your eyes. That's what this letter is telling when you really look into it, right? That we're about to head into war, and we can't get nobody to, because the people that want to support this shit that's going on don't want to join up, right? So we can't get anyone who's not confused about their gender. We can't get anybody but sissies to join up right now. And we need more bodies to join up, because we're about to go to war, and we need more people we can expend. We need expendable people, right? Because we know that we're going to send groups over here and they're going to get wiped out. So we need to send more groups in their place, and they're going to get wiped out. And that's what kind of war is coming. Okay, it's war without end, right? That's what we got going on, and that's been going on for a long time. And we, say what you want, but ever since 9/11, we've been expending people all over the globe, right? Our own people, right? And not any of it's been a threat to our freedom or our democracy, whatever you want to call it, right? Not any of it's been a threat to our republic. And there's where the first problem is. They should have been over here training the whole time and not worried about the other stuff. And if they would have left, we would have a good, strong military right now. But we do not, and they don't want to admit it. And, we're up the creek without a paddle, right? That's what you need to look at this right here. I feel sorry for anyone in the military who has bowed down to their pressure. I understand the threats and what you might have faced, but you had to get your mandatory vax and put your whole life at risk and put your whole future at risk for the military. And it's not just the vax. They inject you, the military injects you with plenty of things that is not healthy for you and are experimenting with you or whatever. But I wanted to share this. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comments. But to me, this is not, people need to quit acting like, oh, this is a win for our side, for the right or whatever. It's not a win. This is an admittance that, hey, we're about to go to war, and please, we need as many numbers of people to join up, because because the people sending you to war aren't about to go fight that war, right? So anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next video.